Hi everyone. Well, this is me responding to two issues actually that has come up recently, and I trust that this tutorial or little explanation will help us resolve this. It's not an apology. It's rather an explanation with a expectation that I can actually fix some of the issues. Okay, so what is it about? When you have a component, you can add categories to it and you can add custom fields. Now, custom fields, we are specifically talking about these kind of custom fields that are available for the user area and for the content area. Those same type of behaviors you can add to your component. So first of all, we must take account that the users only has one actual table called users, this table, and these fields link into that area there. And the content also actually just have articles, and these fields, that means these fields add into one view. So in Joomla, that means their relationship is with the regards to one view only. And JCB tried to expand on that, and it seems that they're expand, I mean make it possible for you to add it to multiple views. Now, Joomla has done a great job implementing this integration. So it's not that there is a problem here, rather it's just I see I need to make a few little changes to the sub menu at this point. This is how it looks like. But I want to demonstrate how it works and that it actually does work correctly. Okay. The problem is not that it doesn't work, but that the GUI and the setup is a little bit challenging to comprehend if you don't know what's happening. So, okay, let's start by first creating a field. And I'm just going to create a generic category field. So category, and by default this is anyway changed to CID, so I'm just gonna name it right. Here I'm gonna add component placeholder so that it will automatically set up that value for us. I'm not adding anything more. If you read through this here, you will understand that you can have it either with a field linked to it or without. And I will demonstrate that difference after we've done it the first time around. I'll want to show you that there is indeed a difference, and there should be. But I did pick up, and I'll show you also, I did pick up there is a bug I need to look at, but it's in the front end of the site, not the back end. So we'll look at that. Okay, so I'm not needing this. I'm not going to make it required. I'm not going to leave that in. I'm going to leave that out as well. I'm going to leave that out. I'm basically taking everything out that is not needed. So that's all that's needed. I'm going to call this category generic and set it up as a tiny int 11. Oh wait, let's make it an int 11. Okay, that seems good. And save and close. So we have our category field set up. This is a generic category field that doesn't target a specific view, but a component in a global way. So you'll see why that is different. Okay, now let's link this to a view, right? So I'm gonna just go in here and zoom out here a bit. I think I need to change this layout anyway so that it is underneath instead of next to each other, because it is getting too big. Okay, category, I'll do that. I'm gonna make it sortable, and a filter, and a link, and searchable, blah blah blah. Add it to details, and make it just left tab. Let's see. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, so then save and close. But now the current implementation will work without any problems. So let me demonstrate that just in case there's question. Just compile and install it. And then go to the component and let's open the looks area. Now we'll see there is a looks category, you see. So I can open it here and say new and call this test 1. Save and close. Then go to the looks area and click new, and there it is, test 1. It shows up as a category and works as expected. And so you must pay attention for a moment here. I'm going to show you something. If you click on looks category, you'd see that here in the URL it actually doesn't add something after the extension name. It's just and extension equals com demo. That's it. It's important to note that this is how you link the category to the component in a global way, that it doesn't identify itself to a specific view, but it's actually about a specific field in a view, but we will look at that in a moment. But now at this stage, this is working, and this is, I know, not where the problem is. So let's go back and make a few changes. First of all, for good practice, I'm going to just uninstall the demo component. To avoid any surprises, because it's anyway just a demonstration. And then I'm going to go back to Component Builder, and we now need 2 views to start with. So I'm going to just open this view and basically copy it to have a second view. So we're going to call this another view, like that. Another views, yeah, doesn't make sense, but okay. And click Save as Copy. This won't duplicate the fields, but just the view itself. So if I close out here, we'll have 2 views now, the look and another view. Oh, maybe let's change it to another look. Makes more sense. Okay. Now we need to add that to the component, of course. And I'm just going to make it exactly the same as the other one. And save and close. Okay, so let's compile this. And install. And there we go. Let's open that component now. And as you can see now, we have a look and another look, and it's 2 views. So if I click here, you'd see it's this one and there's the other one. And now you see this is where the problem is. You see looks categories and another looks category, and yet when you click on any of them, they light up both because they are actually exactly the same URL. So if I click on this one, it's the same URL as if I click on that one. And that means we are actually at the same place. So what I would need to do is I'll need to either give you an option to decide what should be the name of the category in the sub menu, because you are now literally using the same field in two different views, and JCB picks that up as, instead of a global category was created, no, it thinks you've created two categories. Now if I demonstrate to you the implementation and I say test, wait, let's load out here first. Let's click on the looks category so you can see I'm in the looks categories apparently, but it's a global one. But then I'm gonna say test look, just save and close. And at this point, if I click on another looks, you should see the same category come up. Now let's go to looks and open it again, say new, and you'll see it actually shows up. It worked. The same happens if I go to another look, and so you'll see it also shows up. We're now in another look. It's a different view, but it's because of the way the field is implemented, it is looking at the same database values. Now, how do you have it? You see, in Joomla, the category links to one view. Now we've got two views, each having a category, but we want them to share categories. That's where the problem happens. Because they are sharing the category, because they didn't, when we created the field, we did something which may look insignificant, but it's a major thing. And let me show you. We opened the category. We did not add this value. You see, we should have done this. 1, 2, 3, view, 1, 2, 3. We didn't do that. We didn't give it the view value. Save and close. And since we didn't do that, it created what I call a global category implementation. And that's why it's actually the same category area being looked at. Now, like I said, we should eliminate the one link so that they would show only one link in this way. So when we detect that it isn't linked to a specific view, we should see that if any other of such views come up, yes. Anyway, that's the code side. I'm going to try and fix that. But just that you know, if we compile the component now with that change, remember I made a change in the field. And just again to see exactly what did I change, I added a dot here with a placeholder for the view name, and not plural but singular, the singular value of the view name. Okay, if I compile it now, you're gonna end up with two category areas and not one. So install, if I open it here now and I click on looks category, you'll see that now we don't see that value we created previously. It's missing, and it has a dot look in front of it. And if I click on the other one, it has a dot another look in front of it. You see, and it no longer highlights both menus. So if I create a value now here, and I say this is now again test look 2, save and close, and we go to another looks category, you'll see it doesn't show up. And if I click new here and say test another look 2, save and close, we see it is showing up And if we go to another looks and open it for creating a new value, you see that it's correct. It doesn't show the others, it only shows the value you expect. And the same be true if you go to the looks area and you click new, it also only shows the test look. So that's what makes the category behave differently, because you could have a category that is a global category and accessible from multiple views, and you could have a category that's just isolated to one specific view. And that's not a different implementation, it's just diverse implementations. Now, the problem we see and what I need to fix is the submenu behavior. And that brings us to the second problem, which I just want to address in the same video for the sake that it has a similar implementation structure. And that's the fields area. So if I now click on the look fields, you see that both light up. Now this is again a bug in the submenu. It's really nothing wrong with the implementation, because again, if you look at the menu, the URL here above, it says com demo.look, and if I go to the other looks area, it actually says other look and not look. So if I click new, in terms of, wait, we don't want to do a field first. We first want to do a group. So if I click new and I say another group and save and close, and then I go to the looks area, you see it doesn't show. And if I click new, it says, and say look group, save and close, the other group doesn't show, and it literally is isolated. So the only issue I need to address here is that the submenu would not light up both and be a bit confusing. If I now then go and into the fields area, now the fields implementation is very different a bit, and currently it's very automated, so you can't change it so that you have one field area show up in different views. The way fields work, it must be linked to one view. So this is not like categories. Categories can be a bit different, but not fields. Fields don't work well. So I'm going to say test field here. But since we are in the look, I'm going to say test look, just so we can see the difference. And then here, select, you see it shows up correctly in the fields group. Save and close. And then I'm going to go to the another look field and click on new. And here I'm going to again say another test, and again select the correct group. That's to put it in the right tab. And then I'm going to go to looks, and at this point I'm sure you get the point. Look group and look test shows up in the correct place, and so does the category. And the same be true for another looks. So even if you had 3 or 4 or 5 fields, all with categories and all with custom fields selecting options, this is what is going to be the implementation constraints. So if you want to have a category that is the same set of values in different views, then you need to, in the category field, you need to leave off this implementation. It's really this extension value is what we use in the compiler to decide how the field must be programmed. So your action here is really upon which we act in the compiler. Now, where we missed it and where I need to make an adjustment is with regards to the submenu implementation. So for that, I will continue to address it as a bug and hopefully have it resolved in the next release. We are at the moment in version 2.11.2. So let's say version 2.11.3, this bug should be resolved. If you like to keep a tab on the progress, there is actually a issue open on GitHub, and I will deal with both these problems in this issue. It's an issue opened by Nikos 1111. Joomla fields and category fields don't cooperate. I'm going to post my progress to this issue here, and well, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this sort of helps you understand the problem and gives you enough knowledge to deal with it accordingly. Thank you. Until next time, take care.